Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Will. Will is from Hull in England, in the UK. So let's see what Will has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Will. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. Really well. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Not at all. Thank you for having me.
So, tell me, how was your day today?
Yeah, it was good. Cracking on with quite a lot of things. Christmas period, isn't it? I had my daughter's nativity today at school as well, which is always good fun.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. She's in year one, so yeah, it is. It's a real, genuine laugh when you when you see the kids dressed up as donkeys and kings and stars and whatnot.
Oh, so tell me, what has been, or what was the highlight of your week so far?
Well, being contacted by yourself, I would say.
Oh,
But these things don't happen all the time, do they? So it's nice to get a message like that, something to look forward to.
yeah, I think it's amazing for us to connect with other people. I think social media is a place where you can connect, you can express yourself. It's about,
Mm,
networking, connect with others.
absolutely.
So tell me where you're from, Will.
I'm in the north of England, so a city called Hull, about an hour or so from Leeds.
I've been there once, actually, a few years ago.
Been to Hull?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What for? Anything in particular?
I had a friend who lived, his parents was living in Scunthorpe in a very small town. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
so yeah, so I kind of we went for a long weekend and visited the Hull and Leeds as well. So I kind of had a little tour around it.
What did you think?
I like it. I like the whole.
Yeah.
I remember I made a Facebook page at the time. My profile picture because I had a picture like just by the where the river or the seaside is.
With the bridge.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
So tell me, what's the biggest joy of living Hull, in your opinion?
The biggest joy. I mean, the people are really friendly. I find in Hull generally.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think we're quite lucky, really, especially now. I'm not sure if you're aware, but in 2016, I think it was 2016, we won City of Culture. So there was quite a lot of hype and investment, money, that kind of thing. So now the city centre in particular has been somewhat rejuvenated. There's a lot of really nice bars and restaurants in and around that area. So that's quite nice. But at the same time as having that, the cost of living's good as well. So
Uh-huh.
it's generally a lot easier to exist than it is in some other cities.
Tell me what you do for work, for living, Will.
So yeah, at the minute I've got quite a lot on. I've just developed an app called Perfectus, which is yeah, something I'm really excited about. We're pre-launch at the moment and hoping to launch quite imminently, actually, next month or so. And the premise of that is it's an AI integrated um, goal setting and productivity app.
I
So
see.
the reason I came up with it was because I use ChatGPT all the time for things like fitness plans and business plans and all that kind of thing. But the what you get back is really good. The actual quality of the plans you receive is really good, really useful. But the problem is that you can't really log your progress. You end up with this long, uh, disorganized dialogue, in chat form. Whereas with our app, you can tell it what you want to do, what goal it is that you want to achieve, the time you have available to commit to that, and obviously the resources you have available. So if it's a fitness plan, can you get to the gym? For myself, I'm learning Spanish, so what resources I have, I've got an AI app that I can have live conversation with. So
Uh-huh.
things like that. But then what the system will do is generate like a bespoke plan for you based around yourself, and it puts into a calendar, and you can log your progress and all those kind of things. So that is one of the irons in the fire, and I'm also a football agent.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Amazing. So you're the one who tried to choose to find some football players.
absolutely, yeah. So I've been a football agent now for I'm in my third year. So really,
Oh,
you're sort of your entry point into that is via academies and academy players and that kind of thing. So it's
Amazing.
not something that you can find instant success in, but play the long game and, you know, stick at it, do the right things, and eventually you'll get there with it.
Oh, wow. I'm originally from Brazil, and you know, football in Brazil, it's our main sports over there. It's
Absolutely
amazing. Okay, Will, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Perfect.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
Absolutely.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah, no trouble. No trouble at all.
Amazing. First question is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where that would be and why?
Good question. I spend a lot of time daydreaming about these kind of things. And right now, because I'm learning Spanish, the two kind of places that I look into for this kind of thing is either Spain itself or South America.
Okay.
I've never visited South America. I'd really like to at some stage, but yeah, I'd say one of those two areas probably. Yeah, the climate is a big thing, and obviously, I would say the biggest negative with England is probably the climate as well. A lot of people say the food, but I don't mind. But the climate is it can take its toll. So yeah, that would be a big reason why I like palm trees, William. Big fan of palm trees.
I see. And why
Yeah.
Spain? Because you want to live abroad?
I like the idea of living abroad. Whether or not I would actually do it in practice, or but I like to fantasize about it somewhat. You know what? I think ideally, I would like to share my time to some degree in a couple of different places, because especially the thing with England is not just like family and all that kind of things that are nice to have around you in close proximity, but the football, especially from a football agent perspective, I think the league football in England is as good as it will ever be anywhere. So I think, from that perspective, I'd want to stay, but it'd be nice to be able to, globetrot a little bit.
Tell me something. So far, what's your favorite Spanish word?
My favorite Spanish word? Right now I'm on the spot. Okay, I would say ojalá is my favorite Spanish word, which translates to hopefully. And I like it because it actually sounds really Arabic. And I believe if you trace the history of it, I believe it is from when the Moroccans, I believe, came into Spain. So I believe the word does originate from Arabic. But obviously, yeah, meaning hopefully, it's quite a nice, nice word.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, next question for you is, describe yourself in one positive and one negative word only.
One word only?
Yeah, positive and negative.
Okay. I would say positive.
Mm-hmm.
Optimistic, maybe.
Okay, and negative.
Just one word. That's the problem. Forgetful.
I see. Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Will?
Again, coming back to optimism, I think I consider myself quite lucky in the sense that I find it quite easy to find the best in a situation, which I think is just a nice way to be able to live your life, really. So yeah, I would say that.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Right. So before the next question, as you mentioned at the beginning of the interview, that you have a daughter. Yes. So tell me, what's the
Yeah.
biggest joy of being a dad?
Two daughters. I've got
Two
a
daughters.
3-year-old. Yeah, I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, the biggest joy, I think, is seeing them grow and seeing your influence on them as they grow.
Uh-huh.
Because there'll be really little things. There'll be like a turn of phrase or something that you can identify as having come from you, and you're like, oh wow, it's crazy. And seeing them sort of develop and gain interest, see what they enjoy, and those kind of things. There's so many joyous moments to have with them that you can't really nail down just one. But yeah, no, it is. It's lovely.
And so far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from them?
The most beautiful lessons that I've learned from them.
Meaningful. Yeah, most meaningful lesson.
Yeah, the fact that all the things that you thought were important before kind of don't have anywhere near the same significance after. It's that total reframing of where your priorities are, I think, is probably that.
Tell me the moment, the very first time when you saw your first daughter for the first time when she was born. Tell me the feeling, tell me the situation. Did you feel emotional at the time? Or something that you're expecting? Or tell me a little bit about your day on that day, special day.
Yeah, I mean, that is a little bit different for us because myself and my partner Charlotte, we adopted.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a different scenario where you sort of you meet them in a certain instance, and then it's like a slower process as you go through it all. You have more contact with them and things like that. So yeah, it's a very non-traditional and different way to parenthood, I would guess.
Amazing.
It's not that you see them when they're born and you've got that
Yeah.
moment, but there's so many of those moments through the adoption process where you just think, wow, these children are going to come and live with us. The
Wow.
first time I met them was at this beautiful park in Hull.
Oh.
And we had something to eat, and we were speaking to them, or speaking to one of them. The other one was a bit young to be speaking at the time. Yeah, no, it was just beautiful, and it sounds cliche, but you just sort of know you knew that you were doing the right thing, and they were the right children for you.
Totally. Yeah, it's interesting saying that. I was in Canada visiting my best friend a few weeks ago, and his partner, and they have like a very good friend of them that they adopted as well a few years ago, and the love, it's just that it's such a beautiful love. And I was talking to him about that, and he was telling me that I think they choose you. That's how it works. You know what I mean? Somehow they meant to be in your life. They meant to bring the happiness, the challenges, everything into your life for you to become a better person and to be there for them. And I think I'm sure you know very well. I think that's it's a beautiful gift when you are able to do that. You know what I mean? I think
Absolutely.
I'm sure they chose you and your partner, when they meant to be there. Amazing. Love the story. Great.
Thank you.
Okay, next question is, who was your favorite teacher and why?
Favorite teacher? Okay. See, I do have a couple. There's a couple that really resonated with me as I went through school.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the one that was my most sort of constant one that I had through school was my tutor, who
Okay.
he was a language teacher, and also my tutor, throughout secondary school. And yeah, he just always, I was fortunate that I didn't really have anything that I needed to come to a teacher with particularly, but I always knew that if I ever did, he'd be the one that I'd want to speak to. And yeah, he taught Spanish and things, and yeah, he was just a really, really lovely guy. And yeah, unfortunately, a bit of a tragic situation with him, but he was a really, really lovely guy. And then there was another teacher that I had, who I believe I only actually had for 1 year. It was my final year in year 11. and
Oh,
it's in RE. And at the time, I had absolutely no interest in RE whatsoever. Like throughout my entire school year, I'd kind of dismissed its relevance or significance and really not given any kind of time to it. And within the first couple of classes with him, he was so engaging and explained
mhm.
it in such a way where not only did I start to really enjoy it and really sort of take an interest in all the different religions and cultures and all the things that are sort of within that, I also got my best grade in it. And so, yeah, it's amazing how a teacher can totally change your perspective on what a subject is and what it means to you and its significance. It's
Totally.
interesting.
And did you like school growing up as a child? As a child?
I didn't hate it in particular. I've always, reflecting back, I always feel like I couldn't wait to be an adult. You know, I don't know why, because often you hear people say that school's the best time of your life, and for me, I think I've enjoyed everything that came after more. But you know, each to their own, of course. But yeah, I didn't dislike it. There's elements of it that were really fun. I really enjoyed playing boys football around that time. So like I was playing, and obviously at that point in time, all your dreams you believe are going to be reality, and it's just a fun time in that respect. You make a lot of friends for life in those kind of settings and stuff.
Totally.
Yeah, I didn't dislike school. I was a little bit. I wasn't bad, but I liked to mess around a little bit, and yeah, but I didn't care too much about the education side of it. But no, it was okay. It was all right.
I see. Next question. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. You like dancing?
I do. Yeah, you've got some moves.
Right before the next question. Start again.
I don't.
I think dancing, there are no rules. Dancing is just close your eyes, listen to the music, and you just move yourself. That's how I see dancing. Before the next question, let's talk a little bit more about your career as a footballer, coach, or how do you?
An agent.
Agent, sorry, agent, football agent. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about your job. So how does it work for you? Do you need to attend some games, or do you need to meet some people? They kind of call you for you to go there. Walk me through a little bit how it works on your daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. That really, there's an awful lot of traveling and attending games and things like that. And at the moment, because I'm a relatively new agent, a lot of that is focused around academy football rather than first team football and things like that. So there's an awful lot of traveling, an awful lot of speaking with families and all that kind of thing.
I see.
But also the stuff that you don't necessarily associate with being a football agent, because everyone knows about the negotiating the contracts and speaking with clubs and all that kind of stuff that's surface level.
I see.
But there's so much more to it within the context of speaking with the player and the families throughout their entire careers, really, where you're building that trust and relationship, and you're able to, you're really the point of contact for, we're worried about this, or we need some help with this, or whatever it may be. You're that sounding board and giving advice and playing out different scenarios, what the plan A looks like, plan B, plan C. Well, if this happens, then we can do this. So there's so many different facets to it beyond just trying to negotiate contracts and find clubs.
I see.
But it is the most rewarding and enjoyable work that I could ask for sure. It really is. It's really good fun. It's hard and it's competitive, and it can be demoralizing. Like with anything where you've kind of got to sell your service and there's competition, you're going to deal with a lot of rejection and things like that. So it is, yeah, far from easy, but very, very rewarding.
You know, we had here on the show over 1,500 people here for the interviews, and you are my first football agents ever.
Is that right?
Oh my God, that's what I'm so curious about. It's amazing. I think, football, even though if you don't play, I think it brings people together. I also have an interview for a lovely young lady from Scotland, and we were doing the interview this week, and she was mentioned that Scotland is the same group as Brazil. That I didn't know, for the World Cup.
Oh, in the World Cup?
Yeah.
Ah, excellent. Yeah.
it was
Well,
talking.
they're going to be really up for it. I don't think they've been to a World Cup for a little while, but they've got a decent group of players at the minute, and yeah, the fans will be good fun. I think the Irish have a chance of being there as well. I'm not sure if they've qualified yet, but
So,
they're always good fun. Yeah.
so yeah, I was
Sorry.
telling her, I was telling her that football, even if you don't follow every day or some seasons, is just brings people together. I think we have this passion
Absolutely.
about football. I love watching like Euro Cup, World Cup, those final leagues. I think, oh my God, the tension, it's amazing. It's great. I
Yeah.
love to see that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Completely agree.
next question is, what do you consider most romantic?
What do I consider to be romantic?
Yeah? Or most romantic?
I think it's time and having genuine time without distraction. So, for example, if you're just walking with your significant other and you're just talking and there's nothing else, it's not an activity, it's not, it's just you, them, and time spent together, I think is probably my idea of it.
So tell me, how did your path cross with your partner for the very first time, if you can share?
Of course, yeah. So with Charlotte, she'd actually grown up in the same area where I'd been brought up, but we'd never actually met to that point. She'd moved away when she was quite young, but as a result, we had some sort of like mutual friends.
Yeah.
So there's a really cool festival actually in Hull called Humber Street.
Okay.
Which is well worth a visit if ever you
Yeah, sure.
get the time and the chance to do it. It's a really good festival. It's on for a couple of days now, I think. Maybe not actually, it might just be one day. But anyway, yeah, well worth a visit. So she was there and I was there, and yeah, we'd met through the mutual friends, and she was living in Manchester at the time. And yeah, managed to convince her to move to Hull, and yeah, the rest is history.
Oh, okay. So she's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
Hi, Charlotte. I promise I will wash the dishes after this interview.
Oh my God. Amazing. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay, next question for you is, tell me something that's your best friends. What do they do that always comforts you?
My best friends?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really, really lucky to have the friends that I've got. I've had this same sort of core group of friends for many, many years now, right the way through secondary school to present day. And, it's having that, I don't want to say safety blanket, but it's like that kind of thing. It's knowing that they're always there for you no matter what. And, it's been tried and tested so many times through those years that I know that I've always got them to rely on no matter what else is going on in my life. So I think that's the biggest thing you can ever ask for in any relationship that you have in life, is knowing that, those people are there to support you and you're there to support them. But yeah, I mean, there was a couple of tricky times psychologically growing up, which I'm sure there is for everybody. And yeah, they've always been there for those. So yeah, for sure that.
And what's the meaning of life for you, Will?
The meaning of life? Aha, really good question. Okay, so I would say that your main sort of guiding principle in life should probably be to try and have as much of a positive impact on the people that are within your life as you possibly can, no matter how big or small that may be. I think if you live by that principle, generally you'll be okay, whether or not that's from a religious perspective and following religious guidelines, or whether it's just generally to try and be the best person that you can be and just try and have a positive influence no matter how big or small. I think that's a nice way to kind of just approach your life. But I think from a personal, maybe more selfish standpoint, is to find what gives you motivation, what makes you excited, what have you got to get up for in the morning and be sort of excited about and want to work towards? I think purpose. Once you've got that purpose, at least you know why you're doing what you're doing, and then I think everything else becomes easier. And I think the problem with purpose is it's probably the hardest thing to find.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the time, I think you've got to do what you know to be right and put in the work that you know is what you should be doing before you know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you do that, the whole reason for it will become apparent at some point. So yeah, I think from a selfless and a selfish perspective, that's how I think about it anyway.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do
Cool.
it. Okay, so before the next question, tell me 3 names of 3 football players that for you, it's, they are in the top list for you. 3 names. They are in the top for any reason that you always admire them.
David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney.
Oh, that was very quick. Okay, So one day, you're going to wake up in the morning having 3 missed calls on your phone from those 3 you just mentioned right now. Yeah. Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message? I call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you just ignore them for now. Oh my God.
God, could you imagine not replying to any one of those 3?
And by the way, 3 of them, they're watching this interview as well, okay?
Yeah, I have no doubt. Okay. So I'm not going to reply to Wayne Rooney because I think that out of the 3, he's the one that there's most chance of just bumping into at some point. And then you can explain yourself in person. Now, I was going to say ring back David Beckham straight away because I think he would be the hardest one to arrange another time with. But
more than Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's the thing. I don't think you get a second chance with either of those 2. So it comes down to which one I'd ring. Oh, wow. I'm going to ring back Beckham. Beckham was my first hero, and you can't. Yeah, that's the top echelon, isn't it? When you're a kid, there's no better than that. So yeah,
amazing. Okay,
maybe Beckham. Ronaldo can have a text.
Tell me who do you support in England?
Well, if it's not obvious from those 3 players, yeah, I'm a Manchester United fan.
Amazing. Next question for you is: what is your most embarrassing moment?
God, one. Most embarrassing moment. Oh, I've got one that springs to mind, but it's a little bit mean.
I mean, there's a way for you to explain the way that's not gonna.
Yeah, well, I won't name any names, but I was an estate agent for a time, so I was in the office, booking viewings on properties and dealing with questions and things like that. So I did that for a long time, and there was a person called me up with I can't remember what we were speaking about now. It was something to do with a house, and all the way through this conversation, I was calling her Sir. So I was saying, "Okay, no problem, Sir," throughout this call, and then at the end she said, "Actually, I'm a woman, by the way. I've just got a cold." And I thought, oh no, I felt absolutely terrible. I felt terrible for days. But it's the way that I sort of used Sir, certainly at the time, it was so subconscious. It just rolled off the tongue without thinking whatsoever. And it's obviously quite a polite way as well of speaking to people. But because I've had so many jobs where I've just been on the phone all the time and it's rolled off the tongue and for whatever reason, in my mind, just subconsciously, I'd made that assumption that she was yeah, and you know what? I felt terrible for that, and I'm sure she wasn't impressed either. So yeah, if I could apologise, if I could make it all better, William, I would. But hopefully we'll just both move on and forget that it ever happened one day.
It's just those oops moments that, when you just don't have to go like, oh my God, yeah. A horrible feeling. I get it, for sure. Last question. Ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know how to say last question in Spanish?
less questions.
Yeah?
Menos preguntas, no?
Very close. So it's the same in Portuguese. We say última pergunta. Última means last. Última.
Oh, sorry, last. I thought you said less.
No, last. Yeah, last question.
I would have got that. Última pregunta, sí.
Última pergunta. Let's do it.
Vamos.
Okay, before the last question, of course, Christmas is just around the corner. So tell me, what's your connection with Christmas?
Ooh. It's changed since having children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it does. It really kind of evolves, doesn't it? So initially, I remember I was always like banging to Christmas. Like, I was always really excited for it. I believed in Father Christmas for a lot longer than many of my friends did. That might be one of my embarrassing moments. You know, me at 25 waiting by the. But no, yeah. So I was obviously banging into it as a kid, and then there comes a time, I think, probably in your teenage years where it becomes about what cool presents you're going to get, which is still nice, but I think you do kind of neglect the family aspect of it somewhat. I would come down for dinner, then go and play Football Manager all night, and that would be about it, really. But now it's very much about the family. You know what? I love the run up to Christmas, the month of December, more than the day itself, probably. Just that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a feeling in the air, isn't there, where, you know, it's getting cold, getting really cold, actually. It's raining a lot, but you walk around markets, everyone's in a good mood. You've got the Christmas music, Christmas films, the food, the smells. It's just it's just a really nice time to have all your family around you and just do things and not worry too much about work and everything else that's going on. Just, it's nice.
Tell me a movie that's for you need to watch during this Christmas period that for you is like a must. Also tell me a music when you listen for the very first time, you go like, oh my god, Christmas is just around the corner. And also food. Tell me, there's a traditional food that you eat every Christmas.
Okay, so the best Christmas movie, and I say that with authority because it's not a debate, it is fact, is Love Actually. So that is the best Christmas film,
Uh-huh.
for sure. And I can do that again with the song. The best Christmas song is Fairy Tale of New York. I think that's an established fact as well.
Wow. Uh-huh.
And then the food. Christmas food's about gravy. And obviously you've got many combinations, so you can have various different meats and potatoes and roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, just roasted vegetables in general. But then you can have pie. So but it's got to have gravy, I think. I'm not so much into sweet food. So and that extends to things like mulled wine and things like that. So I'm not too big into that. I like the smells of it, though. You know, if you're walking through a Christmas market and whatever.
Yeah.
Is Christmas big in Brazil? Do you have a big festival in Brazil?
Yes, it's a big thing, like everywhere. The only difference is we celebrate 24th, like midnight. We have this meal on the 24th. Most of the other countries, they do that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, that's how we
Is it
celebrate.
Catholic? Is it more of a Catholic?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so we have this, this meal, not at midnight, but some people, they wait until midnight. But some people, we had like a late dinner, so everyone is by the table around, it's like, I don't know, 11, 10 o'clock, we have like a meal. And of course, because it's very warm, so after the family time, everyone goes out. There's so many parties around and people going out because of the weather. And also, next day, so we get all together again. We eat like leftovers from the day before, or we do some barbecue because of the weather as well. So it's just 2 days, let's say evening 24th, 25th, we kind of just celebrate for the whole day. But mostly here in England, people, they tend to get together on 25th. It's like the main meal and everything. For us, it's on 24th evening. That's how Christmas Eve, that's when we get to. Yeah.
Nice, lovely.
Okay, last question for you is, what are the top 3 things on your bucket list?
Okay, so professionally, I want to represent a footballer who wins the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Aiming high. There's not many
Yes.
who do it, is there? But yeah, one day. I would like to go to the Day of the Dead in Mexico, which actually, outside chance I might be able to do next year, but we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. I'd like to live abroad as well for some time.
Okay.
I think, yeah, why not? At some point, spend a good deal of time abroad, and just learn a bit more about other cultures, I guess.
Amazing. Okay, so then yet, let's play another word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Let's start with money.
Freedom.
Fear.
Sick.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Fun.
Love.
Family.
Religion.
Interesting.
Sex.
Sex.
Yeah.
Fun.
Politics.
Interesting.
Friendship.
Important.
Desire.
Seek it.
I like that. Regret.
Regret. Important.
Success.
Hopefully.
Wish.
Wish.
Yeah.
Dreams.
Happiness.
Choose it.
One word for whole.
Home.
Whole. Sorry, whole.
Hull.
Yeah, one word.
Fish.
One word for England.
Hope.
One word for football agent.
Football.
Agent, yeah,
Well, for football, it's obsessed.
I see. Let's see if I'm going to get right the name of your business. One word for perfecter. Perfectus?
Exciting.
Exciting. Actually, one more. One word for Manchester United.
Disappointing.
Oh my God.
Had I not known such riches, William, but yeah, we live in a difficult time as United fans at the moment.
Right. Actually, one more. If you could define 2025 in one word, what that would be?
Best. Goat.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, tell me the most beautiful thing about Will, and also tell me something that he still needs to work on. What do you think she would say about you?
I think she'd say that I'm fun. I'd like to think so. I see the fun side of situations. But to be real with you, William, and this is a very deep answer, I also think that she would say on occasions I can be quite selfish, and I would agree with her, because I think when you are working hard towards something, there does come a cost attached to that, unfortunately, and it is as much her sacrifice and the children's sacrifice as it is my sacrifice. So I have to do my best to make up for that as best I can, but it is a reality. So yeah, if she was being deep with you, William, that's what she'd say. She might just say that I need to do more around the house and hoover more. Who knows?
I love your honesty. I love your honesty. And I think the good part is just the fact that you know it about, being selfish. It's already halfway of the improvement, because sometimes we know we have our things that sometimes we don't get it or we don't understand. But when you somehow you accept it, it's like halfway of the improvement of the learning, or somehow improve yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you've got to be. I think knowing your weaknesses and character deficiencies can be one of your greatest strengths. Hopefully.
Totally. Let's play now, Will, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before asking the question, you still work on your app, yeah, that's Professors. So
Yes.
so tell me when everything's ready, when things are start running. What's something that would you like people to somehow expect from it? What's the something unique about the application?
Well, my hope is because what it does, there's so many AI integrated apps that do one of the things that Perfectus does. And I think the beauty about Perfectus is that it's sort of this all-encompassing thing. It's this one app that you can work towards your fitness goals, professional goals, skill acquisition, financial, all in one place and log it all in one place. And I think if we execute that idea well, it should really revolutionize working towards something. If you're an ambitious professional and we get it right as I see it in my mind, everyone would use it. Everyone that is trying to achieve something, there's no reason why they wouldn't. So I'd really like to think that certainly initially people can see that it's something that helps them stick and work towards a goal where otherwise they might start and fail. And I think there's something beautiful in being able to believe in something that I'd use myself, but also something that I think can genuinely help people better themselves. There's plenty of ways to make money, but there's a lot less ways to do it in ways that benefit other people. And I think something like this does. So yeah, I think the idea is there as well. It's just a case of can we execute it correctly, and hopefully we can.
Amazing. Hey, Will, you can ask me a question now.
Yes, thank you. So I think as I've touched on earlier in this interview, I'm really fascinated by other cultures. So I wanted to ask, what is the one thing about Brazilian culture that you love the most, and where do you think that us Brits could maybe learn something? But then vice versa, what is the one thing that you love about British culture where you think that maybe you could learn to have in Brazil?
I love your question, and I have the answer straight away. I've been most of my life in England, and I left Brazil when I was 19-year-old. So,
Okay.
right, great question. So, something about Brazilian people, something about our culture that, I lived in Portugal before. I traveled some places in Europe, in the US, in Canada. So, I've seen some places but I never seen this any other nationality. Brazilian people, we have a way to see life that no one has. For example, we have this thing about Brazilian that when you meet a Brazilian, when you go to Brazil the first time, after sending me a message afterwards, if I was right, when you start talking to someone like a random person or someone like in a place, after 10 minutes talking to them, you're gonna feel your best friends because they're gonna literally make you feel so comfortable. They're gonna literally somehow, it's a warmth approach that you're never gonna find anywhere else. I've got so many friends, and when they go to Brazil, they go like, "Oh my God, William!" They have so many situations where they talk to someone, they approach someone, asking for information, and the person they were so up for each one just to make sure that they understood. If you ask an address for a person, they could take you there, walk you there, like close by, just to make sure that you're gonna get there. So this kind of approach. Other thing as well, where we can feed, for example, two people, you're gonna find a way to feed five. If you're gonna find a way to have a place where you can have three people sleeping, for sure, we're gonna make it up, find a way for five people to sleep at the same time as well. So we're gonna find a solution for things. So that's
Yeah.
something I never seen anywhere else. The way you approach people, the way people say that Brazilian people are very happy, and it's not just because of that, it's because we see things in a very positive way. We don't see problems, we see solutions. We find a way. And something that
Lovely.
the English have that I quite like is you guys are very straightforward. You go straight to the point. You are that's why you come across a bit cold. It's just because of that, because you don't go around. You go straight to the point. You have the reality. You just go there. Brazilian people we have a way to go around, never get to the point. You spend time going around until to get to the point. And British people, they go straight away. They don't have they don't go like, oh, could be this and that. No, this is B or this is A. You know what I mean? And I like that because it's straightforward. So I think that would be something that I've learned living in England for so many years.
Interesting. Would you say that it's possible to have both, though, to keep the Brazilian mentality of that being approachable and being friendly,
Yeah,
also having that straightforward?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And fun enough, I have some Brazilian friends that I think because I've been here so long, sometimes they go like, "Oh my God, Will, you became English." Because some situations, I'm very kind of straightforward or go straight away there. And, they go like, "Oh my God, you're so English." I don't know. It's just, I'm just straight to the point. I go straight to the point. I don't go around. So I think you can. Absolutely, you can. You can be more, you have this. That's the thing. What I see is when you live in a country, you need to embrace yourself, the culture you are in. You need to somehow be there and learn.
100%.
Absolutely, that's how you learned. So that's how. For example, when I was living in Portugal 5 years, I literally deep in the culture, and here more than ever. So living here, you have no idea. I've got English friends, British friends that I love, and I talk to them a lot, and we have very good conversations, and I love that. So I think you can still be your truly self, carry your personality, your roots, and also adjust yourself to the culture we are living in. So that's for sure you can do both. Absolutely. Sometimes take a while for you to get to understand everything. However, if you up for it, absolutely you can have both. And I think that's the beauty of living in a foreign country, for sure.
I was just going to ask, would you say that Brazil and Portugal are very culturally similar?
No, very different. Very different. And I would say something, I think our culture, Brazilian culture, is much more related to Italian culture, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves.
I can see that.
Yeah, oh yeah. We Italian, we talk with the hands, we are very expressive, we are very open. That's how we talk, you know what I mean? So yes, absolutely, it's very different. We are more, besides the language, of course, Portuguese, which is very different as well. However, like, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves is exactly like Italian. We are very, expressive the way we talk. Yeah.
Interesting. Because I would say, I mean, I've only got an outside perspective on like Mexican culture, for example, but it seems, at least from the outside, that Mexican culture and Spanish culture share a lot of similarities.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you have a lot of things from Portuguese, Brazil, of course we do. It's the same, the same language, and kind of we have the same, be colonized, this and that. But in a daily basis way of talking, culture, for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I've loved it. Yeah, really enjoyable. Yeah, it's a very cool way of doing it. Actually, I wasn't expecting it until I watched the video, and I think, oh yeah. It's a nice way of doing things. I think you get to get a better understanding probably of the person, rather than being completely regimented and knowing why you're doing the interview and what you're going to talk about. It's cool. Very cool.
Thanks again, Will. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and accept my invitation. Also, thanks for bring your knowledge and your energy to the show as well, and to be my first football agent.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, William. I really enjoyed it.
Amazing. Thanks so much. Merry Christmas for you, to your kids and your partner and family, and you keep in touch. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Okay.
Yeah, and enjoy your Christmas.
Take care. Bye bye.
Feliz Navidad.
Bye bye. This is Spanish. Feliz Navidad, Spanish. I'm gonna tell you Feliz Natal in Portuguese. Feliz Natal.
Feliz Natal.
Feliz Natal. Take care.
Obrigado.
De nada. Tchau, tchau. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.